I just want to show a little bit of this for reference for people. This is what I've been doing as a solution um, to painting to all the way to the edge on pieces of paper that then need to go into a frame. I used to use, and I still would like to, little plastic strips that are glued on the back, and then you just pop them down there. They're for stamp collectors, and you can put 4 of them on a backing and then put a watercolor on that. These now, and I'm using this for reference for people who have bought these. Don't be afraid of what's on the back here. I've got paper tape on the back. This is called a hinge mount. Okay, so this is a little bit of overkill. This one's slightly smaller. I think I meant to fold it the other direction. Doesn't matter. So these are already glued on. This is paper tape. It's pre-glued and you wet it. There's no plastic involved in this. And then you just stick it onto your surface. What I'm doing here is I'm basically just going to eyeball where I want this. We always want this part to be larger than this part, just because of the optics. When it hangs on the wall, it looks like it's sliding down. Just marginally. The bigger the painting, the larger the space should be. On a small painting, like about 1/8 of an inch of difference is all you need. And if you can make these all equal and that one bigger, you're good. But this is not going to work on this particular one. So I'm going to eyeball it for where I think it's going to go. I think this one actually needs a little bit more at the top, at the bottom here than I usually leave. Because this is, you know, the edge of a page, and your eyes will be drawn there. So it looks about equal to me. This is one and 5/8. That's 1 and 5/8. This is a little bit over. It's like a 16th of an inch over 1 and 5/8. So I'm going to move this one up to 1.5 at the top. And that will leave 1 3/4 at the bottom. These sides are 1 7/8. I believe. No. 1 and that's 1 15/16, and so is that. That's 1/16 under 2 inches. Okay, so then this one here is 1 13/16, and this one is 1 and the same. No, 1 and 5/8. Okay, this one needs to go up. What is it here? 1 1/2 and 1 3/4, a little bit over. Okay. 1 and 7/8. I think it's 1 3/4 plus a 16th. Wait. One. No, it should be just under 2. Okay, 1/16 under 2. 1/16 under 2. 1 3/4. 1 1/2. I think that's just right. I'm going to look at it. To be sure. It doesn't look completely even. I got 1 7/8. 1 15/16. 1 1/2. Crap. 1 1/2. All right, let's go for 1 1/2 right there. 1 1/2 right there. 1 3/4. 1 3/4, and that's close enough to 1 and. Oh, this is actually closer to 2. All right, these are good, good. Now what we're going to do is lock this puppy down, wet up my nice little rag here. Gonna get it good and wet. So that I can slop it onto this tape. Oh, cool. I moved it. Oh, well, okay. I'm slopping it on the tape, and we're back at square one. Let's make sure the tape's good and wet. All right. I need to eyeball it in. All right, so here we go. You were spared my trying to get this glued on several times. After this, it kept moving, and then the tape was too dry, and then I had to wet it again. But I finally got it on there and demonstrated how the back looked and got it all ready, and got up and found out that I had run out of space. So it's a few days later. I'm back. Here we are. Oh, these stones, we see these all the time. These are from Northern California. They're the same stuff that jasper and jade is. A dense, smooth, opaque-ish stone, both of these, which is beside the point. So here is this. This is good to go. I don't have my gloves on now. I see there's a little spider there. Boop. And this is called a hinge mounting. Usually the hinges are attached higher up on here, but as you can see, there are holes here. Peek down in here. I'm not going to pull it any farther than that. But these are just what you saw before, hinged. And so if you decide, when and if you decide to remove this from here, you can take it off with something like a letter opener, not something sharp. These are not terribly sharp, but you just can put it right down behind there until, oh dear, I've detached it. It's quite low down there. At any rate, until you get in there, and then you can just pull it out. Whoops, right now I think I'm going to take a brush and go down in there with a tiny bit of, liquid. You can see it's opening up just a bit. It's been very dry here. Warm and dry. All right, so this is finally finally ready. And it is all done well. And that's the point. And I'll take a look back at that. I just really like looking at this one. I see like an angel in it. There's a lot of things to see in these. All right. This one is off to Canada. So excited.